Hey, Plant Pals, Mike the Kid Gardener, and today is just a quick indoor tour. It is March 17th. It's actually St. Patrick's Day, so let's start off with some green. You can see how tall my green onions are. Again, you can see I've been cutting the tops off and eating, but I'm not mad at it because these are going to go outside and they're going to grow all summer, and hopefully I'll get some nice onions of it. And when I move these out, I'm going to move these out early, I think. Hopefully when the ground is at least 45 degrees or so they don't get shock and die. I'll start another bunch inside to take outside and plus start some outside as well. Why do I keep knocking my poor gnome over? So that's my green onions. Next to that is the patio fire and ice pepper plant. And you can see all this white, these are all flowers. These are all potential peppers. And so you can either buzz them or you can go in there and give them a little shake. And hopefully I'll get lots of peppers. These are a decorative pepper, ornamental, I should say. They have heat. I don't particularly know too much about the flavor. I grew some and I didn't even eat them because they were originally it was one of the first times I tried it, like I said, like many years ago, like in 2018 or whatever, and they didn't it was like two or three on a plant because I didn't know what the heck I was doing, didn't know how to fertilize or any of that stuff. I just basically tried growing them and didn't do great, but they were pretty. I got like maybe like 8 or 9, and you can see the difference that there's more than 8 or 9 flower buds on this thing. It's very prolific. And there's another tiny one with flowers in the back. I'll probably move that one out so it's not trying to fight for the light or the nutrients. Next to that is the fire cracker red. That's what it's called. And this is way up into the light. I've already trimmed it a couple times, but it's got lots of flowers on there. Oh, and we can see there's a pepper on there already. That's pretty cool. All right. And then same thing in the back here. There's another one back here that's getting stuffed out. I'm going to move that out into something else. Yeah, I'm very pleased with that. Again, like I said, these are very old seeds. These were like 2017, 2018 seeds when I first started to try to grow in hydroponics, and had really terrible systems that like died within the first like 4 months of me buying them, and they didn't even have pumps. They were just really bad. And now you can get a system for like, and they're pretty expensive too. I think at the time it was like 50, $60. Oops, let me move this. So I got this bug zapper here, and the plant was trying to touch it. And I've actually had that happen before where actually it was the last time I grew the green onions. One of the green onions grew and touched the thing, and all of a sudden I heard this bzz, 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 and it was like zapping the green onion. But so I'm either going to keep trimming this down because I don't want to move this one because it's already starting to produce. I'll either let them grow outside of the light and just keep trimming the ones that are trying to touch the light. And peppers are not that delicate as far as that goes. They do not like to be moved. You know, see, they will get transplant shock, but they do not mind being trimmed down. As a matter of fact, that's how I trained like my Fresno chili peppers. Kept growing up into the light, and I just kept cutting them back. And eventually the plant was like, okay, and just got bushier and grew to the side and produced peppers on all the lower branches, and it stayed at a height where I could keep it underneath the unit. Now this is a sprout unit. I probably wouldn't try growing Fresnos in this, but I had much success growing Fresnos in the AeroGarden Harvest. All right, so my little dinosaur buddy. So down here is just again, this is my kind of experimental do whatever shelf. This was just one of those spare broccoli rabe plants that's kind of wimpy. Might just get rid of it and start over. Because, I mean, I'll show you in a second the other broccoli rabe plants that were exact same seed, exact same age. That were, well, of course, I've already eaten 2 of them. 2 or 3, something like that. So this one's kind of like not really worth my time unless I just save it and put it outside or something. This is my thyme. It's looking pretty good. Again, I like to grow thyme in, I'll put multiple seeds per pod. like 2, and then I'll do it in like a like in my past videos I've shown I've done it in a deep water culture tub where I have like 10 thyme plants growing all at once, and they grow together and they're very happy. It's kind of a lush carpet of thyme, which is really nice. Where this is just kind of like one straggly thyme, but it's cool. And if I did put this outside eventually, it will fill itself out and do really well. This right here is dill. It's touching up on the light. I gotta move this down. This right here is, if I can show it, the curly parsley. Again, doing pretty good. And then back behind there is the mint. Finally showed up. The only plant that I didn't have any success with, which is odd because I literally have grown 1,000,000,000 tons of Genovese basil, and I've grown it in every style and method you can, but for some reason this one is and these were very old seeds. These were seeds, like I said, I got from one of my earlier kits that I just never used. But I just dropped a couple of purple opal basil seeds in there, and we'll see what happens. And then down below that is the Thai basil. And you can see the Thai basil just takes off like crazy. I like it because it smells like licorice. It's pretty cool. So I got tons of room here. I still haven't filled everything out yet. Like I said, I'm gonna start all my outside plants inside on these shelves to move outside. But still, I've got like 2 more months still before, and I don't want to have a 2-month-old plant that I'll put outside and get transplant shock. I like to put them out when they're like about this size. Is about as far as I'll push it. And like even these, I'll put these outside, remove them from the sponges before the roots totally go crazy. And see, like these, you can see the roots are little babies. I can easily pull this out of the basket, the plastic basket, and put it right into soil. And these I probably will do early. Oh, somebody was asking about the it's like sometimes you do get some algae, and what I'll do is I'll just dump this water out, clean it up, and then put it back in a new thing. These are all the same age, but some get algae, some don't, and that's not really that big of a deal to me. But yeah, and if I really cared about it, I would just wrap them in tinfoil, or paint the bottles, or put them in a paper bag. Easily taken care of. And then down below here is one of my spare pepper plants. It's falling over. I gotta prop it up. Yeah, so that's what's going on in that shelf. This shelving system, I guess I'd say. All right, so this is the same peppers that I just showed that are growing in this AeroGarden Bounty. And you can see, I remember last time I showed it, I couldn't find the peppers. Well, here you go. Peppers all over the place. Peppers here. Peppers there. Here's some more flowers. More peppers. So this was a very awesome, prolific pepper plant. It just said red, red and green, and I believe these are like a Thai chili pepper. Like I said, the kit really didn't say what they were. See this one, like even down here, this is one of the smaller, runtier plants. Has a ton of peppers. Peppers. So that's really awesome. Very excited. And then the plant grew outside of its thing here, but I'm going to let it go because it's got flowers and it's probably going to make me more peppers. And over the other side here, you see the peppers. There's pepper there. There's peppers here. So yeah, I'm not going to be in short supply of peppers. I'm going to have plenty of peppers, which is very exciting. And again, that was that kit, and I used like 2 seeds per plant, and got pretty much every plant to germinate and grow, which is pretty awesome. So here's the red cherry tomato plant that's been plucked off, probably 20 tomatoes off of this one, And the plant's not looking so great because it's kind of competing with the yellow, which has had a ton of tomatoes that I've plucked off, and I just literally will just come by, and these are the smallest of the ones. I've had ones that are about twice this size. Just pluck it off, pop it in my mouth, and eat it. Because there's no pesticides or anything weird in them. Maybe some house dust, but that's about it. So yeah, really, again, same kit. Tons of tomatoes. You can see all throughout there. And I haven't even been really taking good care of this plant. But I'm definitely going to plant this outside and see what it does. And then next to that, I've got the, again from the kit, this is the bell peppers. These are like a mini bell. And they are looking great and beautiful. And I'll probably just harvest them off soon and see if I can get some more to grow. Got like, well, you can see, look at how many peppers I got. It's very exciting. And this is a big one. It's supposed to be like mini pepper size, but it's a decent size. You know, I got big hands. This is a decent size pepper. Be really cool. They can like make some chili or something. Be awesome. I could even stuff those. That'd probably be good. And then next to that, I've got the very old, again, these are like 2017, 2018 seeds. Let me see. I wonder if it says the year on them. Nope, doesn't say. But yeah, very old seeds. These are just, you know, I figured, might as well get something going here. And again, this is what happens. You get these little runty ones, and then you get ones like this. So, again, if I had used every single hole to grow in, these would all be choking each other out. And you can see, like, this one is trying to choke. See the leaf? It's trying to choke this one out. It's blocking the light from getting to this one. So what I would do is, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna move these at least two of these out, and then do them kitty corner from each other so that they can grow big. And technically, like I said before, this plant is very similar to this plant, and you can see how huge this plant is. It's taken up half of my AeroGarden Bounty. I took the other things out of there. This thing died. And I took my lizard pepper out because I want to grow. I'm going to restart it, you know, because if you keep a pepper too long, sometimes it'll grow smaller and smaller peppers. It'll grow fast. They'll grow like I had a Fresno pepper plant growing in a harvest system. They grew super fast, but they get smaller and smaller in size until you, like, sometimes you can reset it by trimming it way down to like almost a stick and regrowing it. But you know, I get the I have like this I'm impatient. I have this like compulsive I kill plants. And so what I'll often do is, if I get tired or bored of a plant and I don't feel like babysitting it, kind of like this one, because it you know, I hate to even say it almost bores me because it did so well and it's so prolific that I want to see what else I can do and push and grow other stuff, so that, like, you know, I don't I'm kind of bad about like taking care of it after that or whatever. But do as I do, not as I say, kind of a thing. But I will be taking cuttings off of these and probably trying to propagate them, and then maybe putting them outside. You know, something easy to grow until I wait for the other things to grow, which is always kind of fun. So I do love propagating plants. And so you can see there's some more flowers on here, whatever. And that's what happens is, if I cut these peppers off, if I leave the peppers on, the plant thinks it did its job. It's like these tomatoes. I have to keep harvesting these tomatoes because the plant will think it did its job, and it'll die. And that's kind of what happened with the red cherry one in the back there. But I could, like I said, I could just cut it back, and then that might force it to restart, or I'll just pull it out and start something else. Because these things grow fast, and I really, like I said, it's about time where I start growing for my outside garden. So that's these. And you can see the movement because I have fans blowing, and that's another tip for inside, so you don't, you know, gnats and things like that don't like the movement of the air. So I keep fans on it, and plus it makes the plant stronger. Be right back. So here again is an example of what I'm talking about. I've been eating the leaves off this broccoli plant, but it's kind of wimpy, and it looks like they're either bifurcated or there was two seeds in there that I didn't notice. And but excuse the strobing because these lights are very bright. So this is the same plant. This is a broccoli rabe. Is the same plant as this one here. So see the difference? And I actually cut the top. I ate the top off of this one. And I had two other ones that were this size, and I cut them down and ate them. Actually, one was even thicker. And I ate that. This is my pepper plant. Again, same pepper plant that I had over in the other side there. And then I accidentally killed two of my pepper plants because I knocked them over and they snapped the tops clean off, and I didn't feel like dealing with them. So I took the peppers. They were already growing peppers. I took the baby peppers off of them, and you can eat peppers at any stage. So I just ate small green peppers and I chopped them up and put them in my food. This right here is supposed to be, again, this giant plant here is supposed to be the same as this, which is the broccoli rabe, but I'm thinking they might have given me, I don't see it here. So this might be kale. This almost looks like a kale to me. It's more like a kale than it does a broccoli, and this is from a reputable big name company that I got the seeds from, and I've had this happen in the past where these companies will actually mix up seeds, and it only really recently just started having that, where their quality control from these companies is really starting to become lacking, which is really quite a bummer. Over here you can see these are all empties. These were things I grew and already harvested, and either I moved them other places or I used them. Here's my fig cutting. This one is doing pretty good, and it's a protein jug. Here's another one of the ornamental peppers that's just growing. There's no pump or anything. It's just growing, under the light cracky soil in this prune juice bottle. You can see how many flowers is growing on that, which is pretty exciting. Here's my other fig plants. I decided to put them all together because they weren't leafed out very much, except for now this one wants to be a show off, and because I figured, well, they're not competing yet. This one's doing pretty good, and this one's doing really well. This one had a leaf on it, a big leaf that fell off and died, and it doesn't have any roots, but it's still budding out. So I'm just going to let that be. This one I cheated and looked underneath it the other day. I don't want to move it out. But this one is chock full of roots. So, and this one has some roots. And then the other one in the other jar has a couple roots. But this one has a lot of roots. So this tells me that the clay pebbles, this is just a foam sponge. Like a mini cloning collar. So this is not organic. That one back there is in rock wool, which is organic, but some people have a problem with it because it's almost like fiberglass, where it's a spun stone. So instead of which is not much of a difference between sand and stone being crushed and spun. It's pretty much the same thing, just using different terminology. So some people have a problem with that, makes them itch and stuff like that. They don't want to use it. It is inert, but it's just basically, like I said, it's just rock that's been pulverized and heated and spun into fine fibers. But this is just the lake of balls, clay peppers. I mean, clay pebbles. I got peppers on the brain. And look how beautiful this fig plant is doing. So yeah, really happy with that. So this is going to be something that I will replicate and probably just do on its own. So if this starts to really grow big into a big plant, I'll move these out to something else and let this, put take the cap like this, cap this off, and let it do its thing. And it has all this room. It's got 5 feet where it can grow. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's it. That's all I'm going to show for today. I got other things in the works. And don't forget, we still have the hashtag WIG 2024 collaboration going until April 5th. And you still have time to show off what you're doing. And there are some pretty cool things we'll talk about with that. So, yeah. All right. Any comments, questions, leave in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have an awesome day. Fig.